All right, solid steppers. This is part of our Tech to Titan podcast. We have the honor and privilege of working with Mr. Darien Clark of DCNF. This guy is my hero. Met this gentleman back in 2019, November at ASTI, sat down, went to Waffle House. It was me, him, and Slick. Who knew that we would be the Titans of ABC? And that's who we are. So I have the honor and privilege of introducing once again my followers, my believers, my supporters to another member of my roundtable. This is the gentleman I call when I'm ready to jump off the cliff and say, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. But as always, this is a steady guy, always calm, cool, and collective, got all the answers. As I always tell everyone, I do not do this by myself. So once again, welcome to the Tech to Titan podcast, Mr. Darien Clark. Tell us a little bit about yourself, sir.
Oh, man. That introduction was awesome. Thank you so much, Ms. Ward. I truly appreciate that.
Thanks.
A little about myself, prior military, definitely come from humble beginnings, married, 4 children, just blessed. Decided to get into appliance repair after doing a stint contracting with the government, and took that chance. Went out there and went through the ABC course. This is back when Mike was doing the 2-day course, and I also did the online course probably about a month before I came out there. So I was kind of skeptical at first because it's like 2 days. Am I really going to be able to make this into a real business? And here we are, 2 years later, and we're still in here. So definitely, appliance repair has been a blessing to me and my family.
All right. Well, you pretty much took the blueprint and took it to the next level. You got franchises at this point, multiple locations. So, we're going to get into those blueprints, but let's go back to the beginning. Let's get a little deeper. Now, you're an intelligent guy. You understand business structure, got an electronic background or something like that. Yeah. So what was attractive about appliance repair? How did you land on this particular segment of service?
I'm going to tell you so my current business partner, I won't say his name because he don't like to be in the limelight. He like to stay in the shadows, but he, back in like 2012, we were overseas contracting with the government, and we had just thinking long term what we really wanted to do, because you can't contract forever. And business was basically what we were coming back to. We need to start a business. What a good business to start. And we were fortunate enough to have myself have military training, and then we were working for Fortune 1000 companies during this time frame. And both of us excelled to the level of basically what would be the tip of the spear of contracting and leadership, as far as he was a deputy program manager, and I was the program manager for my overseas side for what I did. We definitely have 2 different backgrounds. Mine's a tech background from the military, and then I got my degree in IT, and I had a lot of IT certs. And just trying to figure out, I know I have these skills. I know what I'm capable of. Definitely had a serious demand on my capabilities while I was working and doing what I was doing with the government and the military. How can I turn these over into something that is going to be beneficial, that I can put towards a business and build in my own situation? And I came across JT first, JT HUSTLEZ, JT's Automations now. And he was talking about the courier. And I like to drive. Driving is very therapeutic to me. So that was definitely something I was really about to embark on, starting the carrier situation. But the money, and you basically got to really work yourself up. And then he found Mike and brought Mike to his channel, and showed Mike YouTube. And that technical background, working with my hands, electronics and all that stuff, was right up my alley. So I said, I don't really need to look any further. I know I can do this. Of course, I don't know everything about appliances, but I'm a technical guy. I know how to lead, so I can definitely turn this into something and train people. I'd already been building techs for the government for years. So that's where I'm at now.
Okay. So then my question is, with an IT background, what was the turning point that made you, because those people who aren't in the IT field, a lot of people don't understand you got the network side, you have the programming side, you have the software developer side, you have the quality QA side, like there are multiple levels of that. So someone who doesn't understand that, they'd be like, okay, this guy could have came back and did like an IT firm, got a government contract with the government, blah, 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 blah. Why didn't you go that route? So explain like that what made that to the point where you wanted to do something that was hands-on and then be able to develop text and the franchise option.
Right. So that's basically what I already been doing for the government, was building out technicians and doing this on a level where it was pretty much if we were wrong, people would get hurt, right? So I look at appliance repair, nobody's getting hurt. The appliance is broke, either we fix it or it can't be fixed, whatever the case may be. And it was just pretty much right up my alley, right in my lane. So I didn't have to actually deviate at all from what I was doing. Even though I had the IT background, a lot of my work was not IT based. It was just more electronics based. And my IT side would have really been security. And while that is very lucrative, it wasn't a passion of mine. I really enjoy working with people and servicing, providing service to people. And I like that interaction and, just being out there with the people every day.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. So let's get a little deeper into this building out tech piece, because that's the cry. That is the cry. I can't find no techs. I can't build no techs. I can't hire people with the right aptitude. Where are they? So how, number one, first of all, because we're going to go back to you actually building on your own, because I know that that's a multi-layered situation between you introduce technicians. But we're going to, since you kind of hit that building tech piece a couple of times, let's kind of flesh that out. As far as building a tech, how do you develop that skill set, and how do you pinpoint someone that you can train to get to that level or subcontract to? What's your process?
The first thing with my, background, are you trustworthy and are you dependable? That's the main things I'm looking for. And I like people who are personable. So, if I'm talking to a person, they seem very personable, they, basically hit the link, because I use Indeed when I put out my job postings. Initially, I started out using Facebook. That's where I found my guy that's been with me the longest. And real good guy, awesome. I mean, just amazing. He's been with me over a year. And he already had the aptitude. I really talked to him, just see where they at, see what they've done. And from what they're telling me, I can pretty much tell he had a mechanical background, prior military. So, I'm definitely going to be riding heavy with the veterans, because that's what I am myself. And you take all that, and basically you got to have a process. Since we're technical, I don't want to give away my little secrets I use, but I will say anybody technical and anybody know anything about IT, if you know about A+, the troubleshooting steps for A+ are a solid way of building out technicians and having a process of how to go through and troubleshoot. So I'm giving that away for free tonight. And that is a major thing you should use when developing out techs. I let them understand this is my process. I use the A+ process of troubleshooting. And it's a 6-step process, and it's right on point with pretty much anything technical. You just maybe have to change the verbiage a little bit depending on what you're working with. And from there, I do a hands-on intensive for 2 weeks in the field. First week, they're just following directions. They're looking, they're taking stuff apart. I'm explaining to them, showing them how to test things, and showing them how we get the manual, showing them the whole layout of what we're doing and how we do it. And then the second week goes into them leading and me watching and making sure they're doing everything right. letting them talk to the customer so they can start to get that engagement. And after those 2 weeks, I'll start to decide, do we need to do another week, or, what we need to do and where we need to go from. I definitely really got lucky because I employ, I don't reinvent the wheel, let me say that. And the military is the best of the best when it comes to building leaders and technicians or whatever. And they employ what they call train the trainer. So after I built out my first technician, and he's with me for a while, he's shown he's proficient, trustworthy, dependable. When I bring on the next tech, guess who trains the next tech? My technician that and then from there, I come back behind, I QC it, and I take that tech out, and then I, put them on the spot, ask them certain questions on jobs before they go out on their own to verify that my tech has trained them right. So we do a train the trainer method over here. We just took it from the military. No need to reinvent the wheel. It's different process on how you do it. You do what you see fit for your business. And that has worked very well for me so far.
Okay, well, that's great. So you're going to have to explain to some of these non-veterans and non-military people, what do you mean by QT, how you go back in QT?
Oh, QC, quality control.
Quality control.
Yeah. So the quality control is basically, my tech knows our whole process, start to finish, how we use our CRM, customer relationship management tools, what we're posting in there, depending on what appliances you're looking at, what baseline things you have to do, what information you need to be inputting in the notes. So when we get it on the back office side, we already know what we're looking for. All right, we see the parts, bing, boom, we make the orders, put in where the order's going to be, where to pick the parts up, whatever, so forth and so on. So after they do their 2 weeks, then that new technician's going to ride with me, and I'm going to take them out on calls, and I'm going to troubleshoot. Hey, why are you checking this? Why are you doing that? Okay, so what's the issue here? Oh, it's a no cool in this refrigerator. No cool where? What side ain't cool? Fresh food section, freezer, just depending on what's what. And I'm asking him. He's gonna tell me in real time. He's gonna show me in real time what he's doing, why he's doing it. He's gonna, break that down. Then I'm gonna let him do his interaction with the customer, and I'm grading him on everything. That's how, that instills in confidence in me. If I know, when I'm hitting him with this stuff and he's able to answer and respond properly, he's testing the right stuff, he's looking at the right things, and he's coming back with what I would come back with if I was out there on that eye, then I know he's ready to get out here by himself.
Okay. So when your guy is out training them, your initial training is training the new one. Are there any, like you were talking about the 6-step program, with this through A+. Now, how does that relate when you're looking at places like Master Samurai with this 10-step tango? Is it similar to that, or?
I'm gonna tell you right now. So I employ everything here, right? So my guys log in, they look at that 10-step tango. We have basically soft skills training that they get when they first come on with us, basic electricity, basic refrigeration. These are all videos that they want to review. And they do a lot of courses on Master Samurai. When I say courses, not paid courses, but his free stuff that he already has in his webinar that I've already been through. And I know it's going to be beneficial to him because I use it myself. Exactly. So I employ everything from Master Samurai, MSA World. The only thing I haven't started using yet, which I'm looking at, is the actual service matter stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm going through their training right now to see how it can be useful for my business. And all these things, you use everything at your disposal, especially when you're already paying for it. Why not use it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so that's one thing I really want to focus on about. You went through the 5 first, so know to go to Master Samurai. I've heard you personally say that you can get everything you need just from the webinars. If you pay attention, you don't even have to buy the course, but that's because you're engaged and you're focused. I don't think sometimes people understand how important, like, see how we can sit here and use these terms, MSA, service matters. Like, we know service matters is Whirlpool. We know that it's 273 employees. And then if you want more than that, it's X amount. And I like, for instance, I still use Service Matters to the point that when I'm working on a built-in KitchenAid, I know that when I go to the service pointer, there's actually a video attached to it that tells you how to change both boards. See, that's the difference between people who play an appliance repair business and people who are running it and being engaged. And I don't think a lot of people understand it's not about Ms. Ward giving you the links or me hooking you up. It's about you being employed and engaged. This is why when they look at our success, they don't understand what's behind it. You feel me? Like, you have to be engaged. You can't coach and train anyone if you haven't invested the time. Like, I had to learn that myself because I brought so much business to it that I had to go in the field myself. I couldn't just manage the techs. I had to actually go live the life. You follow me? And so this is what I love so much about your business model, because you took the blueprint from Mike. You develop your relationship with the warranty companies. So not only do you have a playing field for your techs to train in, you also have it on autopilot where you steadily dumping dollars in the bank because you developed the relationship. So you mastered the algorithm of the warranty company. You made it your business to it, built it off it. You follow me? And this is what I mean about how people don't pay attention to the wealth of information around them. Like you say, don't reinvent the wheel. So let's get into the warranty relationship you have and how, first of all, because see, you so laid back, you know, your ass is leaning back and rocking, giving us bits and pieces, but I'm here to pull it out you. Like, all right, how did you first come to realize that how important that relationship was? You know, because a lot of guys right now and girls are going through that, learning and navigating that landmine called that relationship, what warranty companies to deal with, how to initially start the relationship so you don't have the headaches later down the line, and how to read between the lines, because people keep forgetting the warranty and COD, it's all about relationships. So let's talk about your early beginning. Because, you know, I remember initially on, I used to hear a little frustration here and there, like, well, how are you this and how are you that? Yeah. You know, so let's talk about it.
So when it comes to warranty, one thing we got to realize is, one, take the emotion. I think in the beginning, you're going to be very emotional because everybody's in the business to make money, you and the warranty company at the end of the day. And basically what you need to do is come in and follow the blueprint on your pricing for sure, to the best of your ability, right? Because some of them you can't get that number, you know, it just is not going to happen, right? But what you need to do is get in there where you can get in as close to the number as possible. And what you need to do is start running the work, because what people don't know is you're in a probationary period when you first start with these warranty companies. They want to see that you're going to be consistent and proficient in what you do. And what's going to happen when you actually can't fix something, or you're going to melt down, or you're going to stick to it. So, you know, you need to be actually engaging with them. Don't wait for them to engage with you. You need to just go ahead and reach out to them. And that's how I actually even found out about this probationary period. I didn't know. And I found out with Old Republic, which was the first warranty company that I got on with back in December 2019. And I reached out to them in January because I'm trying to get my volume up. And they was like, oh, yeah, you're in the probationary period right now. You've only done X amount of jobs and you got to hit this number. I don't want to give out the numbers because it could be different depending on the market. But, you know, it's not no astronomical amount of jobs. For me, I'll say it was just 20. You got to hit the 20 job mark. And then they gauge that, they're going to look at it. And then after that, I waited about 2-3 months. I would just hit them up every 2 or 3 months to just see what my numbers look like. Because all these companies are running metrics on you. They want to see how expensive you are and how are you closing these jobs. What jobs are you closing? Are you closing just refrigerators? Are you closing just dryers or whatever? Because basically what I've come to find out is they're going to send you what you're proficient with. And that's off the bat because they know you're going to get it done for them in a timely manner because they've already started watching what you're doing and what you're closing. And when your numbers get high, they're gonna back up off you a little bit. and then, reroute it back once you get back to where that space. But if you're reaching out, being proactive and trying to figure out where the line is, they're going to let you know. And then once you know where the line is, that's where you go ahead and put the line in the sand. Like, this is what I'm billing every time. Because basically, delayed gratification is the key to this. And you got to really, embrace it. Because once you hit the cycles, you get through that first cycle, then it's just like clockwork. And as long as you're staying engaged and taking on as many calls as you can handle, the more you touch, the better you become overall. And then you can start to hone down on what you really want to focus on from there.
Yeah, that is key. And I think that a lot of people are just throwing numbers out in the air. They have no system, no process. And, one thing I think that, that they have to understand is that it is a symbiotic relationship. It's a reciprocating relationship. And you have to develop the relationship that's going to work for you. When you're in the beginning and you're learning, and a lot of people don't agree with people learning off of the warranty company, but this is not what this conversation is about. At the end of the day, when you're a business person, you need to be in an environment where you understand you adjust on a daily basis. You're going to run into appliances, right, that are going to make you scratch your head here and there. But the key is you got the internet, you got every option where you can learn. So I think that's something that you've really been great at,
Thank you.
being able to take it and, and work through it. I mean, we all did. So, I'm really impressed with that. So as far as your remote workers and multiple markets, how did you build that out? And how did you even when did you know it was time for you to do that and that you could do it comfortably?
So, like I told you, I have a business partner, and we've been talking about business since 2012. We've been going through all this training with different companies as far as how to lead people, manage people, and be productive within their environments, right? When I called my business partner, I started November 2019, and I hit him. He hit me up, or I hit him up, and we talked. I told him what I was doing. He was like, "Man, you want me to come back, man? You need a business partner? What are you trying to do?" I said, "Let's do it." And this is early on, right out the gate. He got back in February from overseas. And, I'm one of those people, I don't want nobody under my thumb. My business partner, I didn't want to be like, "Oh, you come here and I'm going to show you everything I know" type. No, I said, "Hey, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to do it right. You're going to go through the course with Mike. So you're getting the same information I got. When you come back up to Nashville, we're going to go ahead and collab. We're going to start running these calls together. You ride me for 2 weeks." So he did the same thing. He rode me for 2 weeks. And then he started going on his own. And we just built it from there. And then it was about June 2020. We went on and did the business plan and everything for Georgia. It's the market we went into. And did all the paperwork, got the, everything up, got the business stuff together, how we going to handle everything. And it was like a 10,000 investment that business in Nashville gave to that business to actually get jumping, to get a vehicle, get all the tools and everything they needed. And it took a year. It would have been sooner, but it took us a while to land the right warranty company. When he got out there, his abilities are different from mine. To sustain him while he built the business up.
Exactly.
It jumped off probably about end of the second quarter, beginning of third quarter of this year. And it's just been rolling ever since, where he got 2 subs now. And they rolling full time, and this solid warranty company on with him, and still got his property management.
All right. So look, this is the thing. Now, see how you just skip through all this for the slow ones? Like, I'm a little slow occasionally. It's not my area. This is how you learn. You humble yourself and learn. So let's back up a little bit. Now, I think there's some key factors here. Key number 1, business partner. You can't go into business with everybody. So what is the foundation of your relationship with your business partner? Because you're talking about not only y'all business partners, he went through the course, and then you had to make an investment in the business remotely, which means you had to, because you know how your cousins are, two primos. Who watching the money? What's going on with this and that? So you guys obviously had a relationship. So let's talk about it.
So this my partner right here, man. We we know each other since 2009. So we know each other for a long time, worked together, everything. So, when it came to actual trust, man, it's no issue, man. Like, I can trust this man with my family. I don't care, and vice versa. I'm not worried about him trying to get over on the money, because we've been getting money for years. Mm-hmm. We just didn't start getting money when we got to appliance repair. Exactly. We already had we could have stayed with what we were doing, never ever touched appliance repair. It was just that time to make that transition. Now you can't do what we were doing forever. So if you're not having a plan, you're not looking forward and actually planning for the future, then you just be out there and wither away and never really have nothing built. We were actually building stuff. I'm not going to go into what investments and stuff we were making personally, but we were doing what we needed to do as men for our family and significant others, and we were positioned to withstand not getting any money from the business for an extended period of time, and I'm talking about years, because we already had money coming in and money already saved. So what it was, he brought into the business that already had established, and I'm not going to say what he brought in. Exactly. He brought into the business, so he made a capital investment. Exactly. And then definitely he did all the steps I did, and he got all the information I have, because it's my people. I don't want him to feel like I'm trying to, play him along. Like, he know everything I know, so it ain't no difference. He can reach out to the same people I can reach out to, and then the business made the capital investment to the other business. Got it. And we took flight from there. He handles the books for Georgia. We do a 50-50 split on the owner's pay. Mm-hmm. And we don't touch our profit accounts, because we believe it's it's tempting. It's real tempting. You see that money building up, but exactly. having a business, you need money to fund this business. And at any point, we might need to inject a little more capital into it. But so far, we've been blessed enough to be able to handle everything right out of the operating account and never touch any other money.
Okay, so you guys seem to have a financial backing and a financial process in place, like you understood business. So for the guys that are coming in, because appliance repair is one of those businesses you can come in and get your foot off the ground. But what do you do when you don't have that? When you're trying to learn, like you can barely manage your own money. You're banking the negative, child support, baby mama drama, all that. Okay, you don't have that. You didn't have that issue. So for the people that's coming in and are going to start seeing this money coming in from appliance repair, what do you advise them to set up first? I mean, what's the best approach for them? Because we had a little something to cover us in the background, and a lot of people look at us and think they're gonna jump out here and just get there. What's the conversation you have to them, man?
I'm gonna tell you right now, Mike tells it right, and other people on the internet are saying the same thing that Mike says, that are great in their fields of what they do. And that's basically whatever job you have, when you first find this and you think this is what you want to do, you keep that job, because that job is going to be able to maintain your lifestyle and provide you some funding to get this business rolling, because it takes capital, whether you believe it or not. No matter, your business is going to be brand new, so you can't really get no credit. And if your credit messed up, you can't PG the credit for the business. So, and when I say PG, that's personal. You personally guarantee it on your, your personal credit. So you keep your business. Before you even get started, is get your personal financial life in order, i.e., pay off whatever debt you can pay off, stack up an emergency fund if you can. And I say this because it'll just make things that much easier for you. But if you can't, and you really just need to get to it, because you need to start building that extra income, just make sure, you're able to handle your personal life with your work, your main job, and take as many calls as you can take. And I'm talking about every day. You basically gonna go into a grind mode, no sleep, basically. That's how I put it. I grind like it was no tomorrow. Like I won't sleep and I'm in it. I won't say I won't sleep, but I'm taking as many calls as they were willing to give me. I'm touching everything they were willing to give me. And I'm just grinding every day, 6 days a week sometimes. 7 if I have to. That's where I was at in the beginning. But I had the, benefit of what I was doing before that it would sustain me, and I can go full throttle in it without having to go to work and come back to it. But if you got to go to work and they come to it, you need to actually just really sit down, figure out your time blocks and your scheduling, and you just got to go hard, man. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. But if you really want something, you're going to figure out a way to do it.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I know that you are a happily married man. And
Yes,
I know
indeed.
we joked and talked on the side occasionally about how your wife had the patience of Job through the process. So talk to the brothers that's got to deal with that.
Uh-oh. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, my wife had we had a very nice life. I'm not even gonna lie, before appliance repair, and we still do. But she was not feeling this, walking away from what I did to come back and do appliance repair, something that she didn't know was going to be even worthwhile. I'm gonna tell you, it took her almost a year before she brought into it. She was really not hearing it. She really wasn't feeling it. And when I employed the 5 checking accounts, my business partner came in, she still wasn't feeling it. She loved me enough to just be patient with me and let me get it done. So shout out to her, because without her, she part of the team. Without her, none of this works, for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what do you see as the future for DCNF?
Oh man, we working on some, like, I can't go too deep into it because we in the planning phases of some good stuff coming up in 2022 as we embark on next year. I'm getting ready to lay out my foundation, and me and my business partner, we lay out a foundation for each individual business, and then we intertwine the businesses together so we have one common focus and goal each quarter as we move forward. But we definitely we got some good stuff coming. I don't want to give it away right now, but
I got you.
I know I spoke to you. You might, yeah. So I'm not gonna say it on here right now, but offline, we'll definitely chop it up. But we definitely going. We got some big things planned. We're gonna definitely get to some stuff. And after these 2 years, one thing we do have is a lot of data, and data is very important. And I'll be shifting through that over this weekend and writing out the next 4 quarters. Yeah, we about to get to it. We definitely in grind mode. 3 to 5 years is what I set out to actually get this thing fully operational where we wanted it to be. And we were blessed enough to really have a really great year this year.
Awesome. That's great. I myself, I'm actually looking really close at Puerto Rico. Trust me.
Ooh,
yeah,
okay.
I'm looking real close at Puerto Rico personally because you can pay these people a great wage. They work really hard over there, and there's definitely a market for it. So don't be shocked, man. So anytime y'all want to come over to the island, 99% of the island is an opportunity zone. So remember that.
Say less.
A question I have, for people that are coming in that don't have the business background, do you have any recommendations as far as, how you were talking about how you and your business partner had leadership courses on how to train people, courses based on how to structure a business? Personally, definitely working for these Fortune 1000 companies, that's part of the ladder. So are there any books or anything you recommend or any courses to help them, particularly on the service side, get the books in order, understand how to grow the business, understand how to process the data?
What is this book called? I should have looked at this. Oh man, this book was awesome. It was written by the Navy SEAL. Um, Extreme Ownership is, I believe, the name of the book.
Yeah.
And I tell you, everybody needs to actually get the audio, read the book, whatever you need to do. You need to get a hold of this thing. And this is one thing early on, I got this book when I started this business, because it's so easy for you to blame the warranty company, to blame your sub. But at the end of the day, you're missing who is the head of this snake. It is you. And any issue that your business have is a direct reflection of what you have done. So until you look into you to figure out why this went wrong, why didn't I do this right, what do I need to do to correct this, and take that extreme ownership step and say it's my fault, take the ownership and find a solution to it. You can't blame anybody else until you actually really look at yourself. I mean, when I tell you that book,
yeah, that's Jocko. Jocko is
Jocko.
I saw him
yes.
with Jeff Rogan.
Hey, that
Joe
and
Rogan.
having emotional intelligence. Any course, if you can find that teaches you emotional intelligence, that book and emotional intelligence are key in business, because you got to keep your emotions in check. And you have to understand this is not personal, this is business. Yeah. And I look at business from a tactical standpoint, being a soldier, this is war. Just without the bloodshed, even though it's technically bloodshed, if your business dies, it's a wrap, So, emotional intelligence in that book, extreme ownership, keys, definitely keys.
Yeah, well, this is some great information, man, because like I said, you're a laid back dude with lots of game.
Man.
Part of the roundtable.
Hey, I'm glad to be here. I'm gonna tell you, still to this day, it's almost like a surreal experience. It's like almost like you're having an out-of-body experience sometimes, because you're under your own willpower, and then you realize how strong an individual you are and what you're really capable of. And it gets scary sometimes, to tell you the truth, because you definitely have unlimited potential. That's the bottom line.
Yeah. Well, I think your environment, your support system, having an understanding life partner in your wife, having a business partner that you can bounce ideas off of, and then, of course, having the mentorship of people like Mike. Look at everything that Mr. Sneed has done. ABC started as a dream, and, it has a life of its own. And, he's always laying back there humble, but we all know he's balling out of control.
Hey, Mike, that man.
I'm forever telling, pulling his coattail, like, all right now, stop fronting.
Hey, call him Mayor Mike for now. He out here kissing babies. Somebody, this is on everything. I'm not even exaggerating. I was out there last weekend at the last class. Somebody brought their grandbaby by to meet Mike. This is a baby in the wheelchair. I say, hey, you the mayor right now. You about to, it's your city.
Hey, he got that kind of energy, man. The dude got that kind of energy. When you got it, it's God-given. You can't, what's for you is for you. But I'm really honored to know you guys, to know you, to know Slick, to know him, because like I said, we was at the Waffle House.
Oh man, that was a great day. Great day. 2 years later, man.
I'm telling you, I pulled up in the Beamer, the SUV, whoop, whoop. Hey. That's why Slick be telling everybody, Miss Ward Ben had money. I keep telling Slick, that was Enterprise, bro. That was Enterprise.
So that was Enterprise. Hey, you was on it. You was on it.
Hey, you have to look the part. You have to get out there and get it, man. So, I'm looking forward to Ashley this
yeah. It should be February. January
or February. Let's just say next year, early next year. I'm looking forward to it, because see, the first time I only went to the business side. I only dealt with all, because I was all focused. But this time I'm gonna be right there with the text, getting in front of the game.
I did a 50-50 on when I was out there. I did some technical, but probably about a 60-40. More business, yeah.
So how do you guys stay up? Do you stay on the manufactured courses that come through MSA and Encompass? You know how they give you the info?
Yeah, so we getting them from
Webinars?
Encompass, Reliable, MSA. Yeah, I think that's the main three that we get them from. We take all, whatever courses come by, we jump on them when we have the time. We watch them while we on that road, one or the other.
Mhm. So let's talk about the SEAL system game. How's the SEAL system on your end and the SEAL system in Atlanta or Georgia?
Hey, so I jumped out in the SEAL system quite early. I think probably about August of 2020. And my business partner didn't get his first one until beginning of 2021. So what we did is, of course, I took the training. He had access to the training as well. He gathered all his equipment. I got all my equipment. I went out there, did the first one, and I actually went with my sub. He was brand new, so he was out there on me. But he had just completed HVAC school before he came over to me. And the only reason why we got that first SEAL system done, I'm gonna tell you, Miss Boyd, this is the world can know this. It took us 2 days to do the SEAL system, the first one. We was there about 6 hours the first day, and then came back for another 2 hours next day. And the issue was we could not seal up all the joints. We were using 15% silver, and it was just difficult. And then I talking to my sub at the time, I was like, what did y'all use in HVAC school? He said, man, we use 5%, man. That stuff is way better. I said, it's 5%? Yeah, 5%. So I went out to Johnstone Supply, and that's what I got the account with for most of my SEAL system stuff. Grabbed the 5%, came back, sealed that bad boy up, and then we ran into an issue where they had put a 3-in-1 start on there and didn't have the wires right. We didn't know which wires, because we had the new start relay and everything, the capacitor now. And we didn't know which wires were supposed to go where. So then we had to find the manual. Luckily, I could read schematics, because if I know, during that time, we could not find the schematics. I did not have service manuals. This was a Maytag. And shout out to Slick. This my dude, you already know. Slick came through, pulled the schematic for us, and was able to locate which wires we needed. And shout out to him, because man, Slick been my guy, and just like you, someone I can always tap into and there to assist. And got that thing started up, and it was cool, man. The greatest feeling ever, boy. But took 2 days. But since then, man, I got really proficient and have an actual system on how to do this. And trained the trainer, right? So even though my guy had been through HVAC school, he hadn't really been doing any SEAL system work. He was just a helper. And he just did a SEAL system last week on his own, training the new technician.
Awesome.
So 3 hours, knocked it out. Customer refrigerator was cooling by the next morning, making ice and the whole 9. So, and my business partner, the first one he got at the beginning of this year, I went out and he just did all the work, but I was just there with him for support. And now he's good to go. You know what I'm saying? And man, we just rocking the road. Telling you.
So you would tell anybody they just need to get out there, invest in that. Is there any particular equipment you recommend that they get, or what?
One, I would say get you some digital gauges. And I say this because I started with the old school gauges, and it was just really hard to read them. And before you get out on the SEAL system, you need to understand the pressures. The pressures tell you everything for the most part. And you just really need to know what the pressure readings need to be. So the Testo is a great piece of equipment for your gauge. Outside of that, all the stuff that Mike has on that list, it's gonna get you where you need to be. You don't need to spend a whole bunch of money. You just need to get that gauge needs to be legit, and you need to be able to read it, and you need to be understand the pressures, the PSI, because when you know that PSI, you know it's working. If them pressures right, it ain't no guesswork involved. You don't have to be wary when you walk out of there like, man, is that thing gonna know? You already know. Yeah.
By the book. So with the addition of SEAL systems, what has that done for your business? Have you seen anything noticeable?
Noticeable is, good profit margin. Not gonna lie. We charge properly, depending on the system. I fix anything from a Sub-Zero down to the basic of the basics, as long as it's a refrigerator. I don't do any little small system because it's not worth it to the customer from my standpoint. Yeah. You just got to get out here and do it, man. At the end of the day, don't need to run from it. It seems scary. I think the hardest part is lighting that torch for the first time. For sure.
All right. Well, man, I'm gonna let you get back. I appreciate you spending Thanksgiving holiday with me and doing this on Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, but like I said, this is why you my dude, because man of your word. He's like, we talked the other week. He's like, Thursday. I'm looking at him like, and then I'm looking at us like, damn, Thursday's Thanksgiving. Let's see what he gonna do.
Barbecue a meal, do, baby. I'm barbecue.
Appreciate it, man. Well, much luck to you in the future. Hopefully we'll be able to meet up at Ashley and go back to the same Waffle House.
It's going down. It's going down. Don't even worry about that. I'm sure I'm on deck.
Hey, man, and hopefully we can keep Slick in check this time.
Oh, man.
That was too funny. But I'm looking forward. You know how shy Slick is. I'm looking forward to having a podcast with him too, because people need to know where we started, and I'm definitely looking forward to the future, and I'm looking forward to you, Mr. Quiet and Laid Back, releasing a course to all the slow ones like us of how to franchise out. Because, dude, you the first one I know that got out there and start franchising yours off the rip, and that takes a whole different skill set.
Hey, we ready, man. Stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Best believe
exactly,
that.
Man. But once again, I appreciate you taking the time with me and the Solid Steppers. I'm getting ready to upload this, so get ready to be infamous. Because you know how we
appreciate it.
All right, man. I appreciate you. Tell the family and everything I said hello. And thanks again for taking time and shedding some light for our Take the Titan followers and our Solid Steppers. You're the best, Darren. I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you. Keep doing what you do. We appreciate you, Ms. Ward.
All right, man. I appreciate that.
All right. Peace.
All right, everybody. Salud.